So yesterday I make a video talking about Derrick, Jaxn, Will and Jada. Derrick, Danaia, Will and Jada. And I'm forgetting, number one, that my little students be stalking my YouTube. Let's start there. Just talking. And number two, I never speak impulsively because I always have to speak for a purpose, right? So, Will and Jada, I spent most of the video like explaining how y'all don't understand what an open relationship is, but you don't need to because you're not going to be in one. That's like there are very few people that have the bond that can withstand an open relationship. Most of the people that attempt to just end up in a bunch of mess, okay? That's nothing for anyone to be able to conceptualize. Y'all think Jada was wrong, her husband don't, and she's still married and her marriage is fine, I'm assuming. So who cares that y'all don't, who cares? She wasn't wrong though. She wasn't wrong. They were all on vacations together. Jada, Will, and August. Will have full knowledge. That's the purpose of me talking about them. Will have full knowledge of what was going on the whole time. Now, Derrick, Jaxn, cheating isn't the end of the world. I never been the type of person to think cheating was just the end of the world. Every time I see women on Maury or on social media putting their business all out, or every time I see women on divorce court, she cheated on me, how could you do this? Leave them. That's why it's not that big of a deal. Are you that mad? You're mad? Then leave. Because you yelling, crying, and screaming at him on camera isn't going to stop him from cheating again, okay? It's not that big of a deal. Just leave him if you that mad. That's how I feel about cheating, right? But Derrick Jaxn is a relationship expert. That's the key. That's the key. He's not a regular man and he cheated on his girl and it's really none of our business. He's a man that pulls over in his car to tell the people what he feels like they need to hear to have a better relationship. He deemed himself a relationship guru and is cheating a lot. He didn't reveal everything. Whoever exposed him last week said they're gonna expose him again, and he got a short amount of time to confess to the rest. That's what they said. So he didn't even reveal everything. This man was doing the most, right? Here's why it's wrong. I got so aggravated yesterday and was just selling out, and then I played it back, and I kind of was selling out on Danaia because it's just aggravating. But what I'm really mad at is, don't allow your desperation for being a wife and your love for God to turn you into a whole idiot, okay? You ever seen that meme? It's a meme of him. I love having a woman of God. I cheat, she finds out, we pray and blame the devil. I hate everything that makes a mockery of the church. And I hate how there's a whole bigger issue that's what's really making me mad, and that's why I was just selling out that bad. Because the bigger issue is that whole toxic Christianity, that toxic church culture raises women to be these perfect wives, really these whole fools, because you haven't raised men to be anything, or you're allowing men that weren't raised in this same environment as this. It's almost kind of like a cult. It's kind of like a cult, but you're allowing men that weren't raised with the same degree of, they're from two different worlds, right? They're from two different worlds. That's the whole point. Y'all allow a man that knows, this girl doesn't know that much about the world and how it works, about life and love and relationships. She doesn't know as much. All she knows is she wants to be married. She knows to be devoted to her husband, and she knows forgiveness. And he took advantage of that. And that's what men do with church women. Church women have the reputation of being what? Freaky and forgiving. Freaky and forgiving. The perfect wife. Perfect wife. Not for her benefit, but for his manipulation. The perfect victim. And I hate it. I can't stand it. This video not even finna be that long. But I really hate how the church grooms women to be prey and kind of grooms men to be predators. Like, are you investing this much in your male congregation. I know they ain't here. I know the church be full, chock full of women, especially single women. So you have this whole lane. So the church creates like this whole lane of like obsession with relationships, and this whole ideal that unless you are a wife, you are not an accomplished woman. So then you get these women that sell their souls. She's devoted. It's like they sell their souls, and they try to twist in their obsession with love and their obsession with their partner and the pedestal that he's on with their love and obsession with God, because they be like the church freak girls. And it's wrong, and they get taken advantage of way too often, because her whole reasoning for forgiving him, she says so much about God and God and God and marriage and marriage and marriage. And it's just like, if you weren't so deep in it, how would you see this? Would you see this for what it is? I also don't think she's mentally stable. No shade. I don't think he's mentally stable. I don't think they are. So this is just hypothetical talk here. If you weren't so deep in the cult, I'd have been in the cult. No shade at all to them. I loved it while I was in it. I'd have been a church girl before. If you weren't so deep in it, would you? How would you be seeing this? Would you? Of course, men are going to agree that he should be forgiven, because they want to be forgiven, because they want to continue to do what they want to do. Of course, men are going to praise her for being strong, or saying that we can't comment on their relationship, because men want to do what men want to do. That's all they want to do, and that's all they've been doing, and they don't want that to change. They don't want women to wake up and say, is this really an is this really something I should be aspiring to? Is this really something that I should be, like, her whole life, that like broke it didn't break my heart, but it like disappointed me so much to see her page full of his milestones, her being there for him, her being at his games, her being at his speaking events, her being at his book signings, not even with him at the table taking pictures with the fans. She's just like taking pictures in front of the little posters outside, like, yes, I was here too. Yes, I'm here supporting my man. Listen, he's taking advantage of her toxic Christianity, and I don't like it one bit. Okay, and that's all I have to say about that until he gets exposed for whatever the hell else he done did.